What's going on, boys and girls? Heidi ho, good neighbors. It's Phil Russert here again, as if you didn't see enough of me. I love that sexy opening there that Kenny Calderon did. Thank you to Kenny for the Legendary Illustrations little video thing. As you know, we try to do almost every week a live stream where we just draw and talk and hang out. So get that glass of wine, get your sketch pad if you want to draw along with us, or if you want to ask questions, or you want to chat, whatever the case may be. We got Charles Morgan in the house. What's up, Charles? Charles has a book, Cold Cutter, coming very soon. Gerald Motos, what's going on? Yo, yo, yo. Gerald Motos, also an artist, also host of the Comics Cast shows, including Let It Out at 1 o'clock on Sundays. Drop your links, gentlemen. Always drop your links. I'm going to bring on Rod and Will, and then I just want to talk about a few quick tragedy things so everybody knows, and then we're going to get to the live stream. So without further ado, I give nicknames to everybody. We've got Rodimus Prime Ramos.
Hello, guys.
And we've got Where There's a Will, There's a Way, Pleydon.
Hey, everyone. How you doing?
So before we get into what these guys are doing, we'll let you know, Will is drawing the spider buggy. That is awesome. And Rod is drawing Crocmaster from Cobra, from G.I. Joe. And by the way, Rod, they had the Crocmaster figure at the show the other day, but the guy was asking for way too much. I definitely want to pick that up. They did a great job on the detail.
Yeah.
So, and I got Rod. Remind me to tell you my little G.I. Joe toy story in a minute. Before we do, guys, and I apologize, I don't mean to hijack the live stream. I want to let everybody know I got the physical proof of Tragedy issue 3, and formatting looks great, but I'm going to be honest with you, the colors look a little whitewashed. They don't look bright. A lot of the warm colors that Chris Sotomayor did have been washed out. So I am addressing that with the printer. So I hope it doesn't delay too long because the file looks great. I don't know what happened to translation from the file to print, but I'm on that. I will take care of that. So my apologies for the delay, but my goal is to still have the books in everybody's hand before Kickstarter 4 launches in August. That's Kickstarter. This is book 3, by the way, my mistake. But I will keep you in communication with you. You all know I fulfill quickly. You will get your books no matter what. Don't worry. And the goal is right before. You'll probably receive them right before the Kickstarter for book 4. Book 4 is launching August 16th, and we have a launch page. I'm going to ask every one of you that is interested in this book to please do me a favor. Go to the link and hit notify me on launch, the green button. It will let you know when we launch. August 16th, I'm looking at probably 8 p.m. I'll do a live launch stream. Please, guys, please go ahead and click that. It takes 2 seconds to click that. If you plan on buying the book or pledging on the book, please do that. Thank you, Raphael. How are you? We appreciate it. I appreciate it. My wife appreciates that. My kids appreciate it. Tragedy appreciates it. So please hit that link. It's a good indicator to let me know that you guys are there, you're ready to go, and you're ready to get the book. Trust me when I tell you, great plans for Philbo Publishing coming up, and I hope that you jump on board with us, okay? So that's it. I want to remind you, CreatorCon Q&A Friday, I'm going to be interviewing Chuck Dixon for the second time. He's got some cool stuff to talk about. And next week, I'll be at San Diego Comic-Con. I plan on giving out some promo books. I just have to get somebody to help me format the small promo book. The guy I usually use isn't going to be available, apparently, so I got to get somebody to do it. Anyway, so that's all the tragedy stuff. I'm sorry to hijack the stream. I just don't want people to be out of the loop, wondering where their books are, where the money went. There's nothing worse than investing your money in a campaign and not even knowing what's going on. I mean, there's a campaign going on right now. It's over a year late, and they don't even send any messages regularly to let you know what's going on, and I think that's horrible. But anyway, gentlemen, how are you doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah, we are drawing, so we are happy.
That's right.
So Rod is a big GI Joe fan, and I got to tell you, Rod, when I was driving back from Heroes Con, North Carolina, it's a 12-hour drive, and I was starting to fall asleep on the road, so I pulled over to a Walmart parking lot and I took a nap. When I woke up, I said, "All right, let me just walk around Walmart and get my blood flowing and get everything together." I'm live. I can't come on like that. Soaking wet. Get out of here. My daughter just got out of the pool. She's in a towel and she wants to come over. Anyway, so I'm walking in Walmart, and you know those G.I. Joe classified figures that are out now, the 6-inch figures. They look really good. I love to collect them. And I look over, and there's two Spirit, two Storm Shadow, and two Cobra Troopers, and they're all and Spirit and Storm Shadow hadn't even come out here yet, and they were $20. Meanwhile, everybody's selling them for 50 on eBay. So here I am, like a big kid, walking through Walmart with a stack of 6 of them, smiling ear to ear, happy as hell, with my G.I. Joe figures.
They are only $20.
At Walmart when you get them right away, but the problem is these guys they snatch them up as soon as they come off the truck because they throw cash at the guys that work there on the side, and they get them before anybody, and then they become scarce. You can't find them, so they jack them up 2-3 times the price.
They flip them. They do the same with Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for capitalism, but I'm not for that. That to me is abuse of capitalism. I mean, I know it's part of capitalism, but I like fair play. But I guess fair play is they got there first. I don't know. I'm just not big on it. I think it's greed. What's up, Angel? If you need some pre-press help, let me know. Thanks, Gerald. Yeah, I'll talk to you because I just want to do like a 16-page promo to hand out for free to everybody. And someone was suggesting you might as well just do a flyer with a QR scan. I'm like, no, nobody does that. A tangible book in their hand to look at, I think, would be more effective. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Always more effective.
Right?
Yeah, the real thing.
I think the person just didn't want to do the formatting for me, and I know they're busy, so I get it. So if someone else if I give them the page, if they could just format it in a printable PDF, that'd be awesome. Anyway. So, you guys are rocking it there, I see.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a head start this week because the reason I chose the spider buggy was that I struggle with automobiles. So I thought, what better way to solve that is than do I do it live?
Oh, hell yeah, that's cool. Okay. And after all, it's such a cool car. It makes total sense for Spider-Man to have a spider buggy.
Yeah.
And he used to ride up walls too. Remember that?
Yep.
It's like, doesn't he climb them? What the hell does he need?
I remember having, when I was a kid, I had the Spider-Man helicopter toy. I was like, what's that all about?
That's about just selling toys.
Yeah, and he had the web blades, the web chopper blades. Classic.
Well, I mean, actually, I do remember that now that you say that. It
Yeah.
was like circular, and it was webbing between the blades.
Yeah.
It
was like a little, I think it was corgi, little metal corgi ones, and had spider legs for like the landing pads on the helicopter. Very cool.
Oh,
you just can't make logic out of 70s and 80s toys. You just got to deal with it. You just got to accept it.
Man, they sold though, and they were the best time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We had so much fun back then. I mean, we had such a selection. I don't care what anybody says. The 80s were the best because you had a wide array of selection, anything. When it came to music, you had everything from the Thompson Twins to Genesis and Rush to, Black Sabbath to Led Zeppelin. Yeah. You had Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince. It was all over. Disco was still around in the early 80s. The Bee Gees, Hall & Oates. So you had all these different genres of music. Then you look and Pink Floyd, and then you look at movies, and you had Excalibur, and you had Star Wars, fantasy and sci-fi, and you had Back to the Future, and you had Jaws movies like 2 and 3 or whatever, and then you had so many different varieties of movies. Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
and E.T., Goonies, Adventures of Babysitting, Monster Squad, and then you look at books. You had tons of different books styles, like genres to read and stuff. Sword of Shannara and sci-fi books, and it was just amazing time. And then you looked at the toys, and you had Micronauts and Space 1999 at the early 80s, and Star Wars and GI Joe and Transformers and Silverhawks and Thundercats and Mask,
Yeah.
Bionic 6. I mean, there was just Crystar. Remember Crystar?
Yes. I love that you brought up Space 1999. That's a deep cut.
Dude, I had that ship. I had the toy. I remember when I was a kid watching it, I was afraid of the woman that was she metamorphed.
It was Martin Landau, wasn't it? He was in that, wasn't he? The actor?
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of great theme songs. Yeah, Hunter, Cheers, A-Team, Knight Rider.
Hawaii Five-0. Great theme songs.
Buck Rogers. I loved Buck Rogers. Great show. I still own it. Greatest American Hero.
Yes. Yep. The A-Team.
Yeah, so many great. You're right,
it was
Raphael.
The era of the action movie.
I mean, and you had fun action flicks like Stallone movies and Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, Rambo.
Yeah, Rambo.
And Conan, the original Conan movie. I mean, and that's the thing is, I think people are clamoring for it again because that's why John Wick was successful. It was just a good action film. Yeah,
they've kind of replaced it with superhero, haven't they? They've kind of replaced the action genre with superhero.
Right. But I think, we needed a John Wick still, John. Oh, by the way, Demetrios is here. What's up, Demetrios? How are you? Demetrios, if you guys haven't been paying attention, you better be. Black Box Comics is awesome. They have a lot of great titles, and they have a new one that is out this month, next week, I believe. And it's a really different story, by the way. It's I forgot the name. I'm so sorry, Demetrios. Hang on, I got it right here. Anyway, this I believe he's Japanese. He gets this suit, and the suit allows him to actually engage with ghosts and spirits. So it's martial arts and everything, but it's with fighting ghosts and spirits. It's really cool concept. It's Ninja Gaiden. And as you know, he just wrote it. Thank you, Demetrios. And Demetrios, of course, he's going through Diamond at their monthly publications in your local store. Go to your local store and ask them to order Ninja Gaiden and all other Black Box books if they're not already ordering them. Demetrios busted his ass and worked his way up the way I'm trying to now. And he's right now he's a successful publisher, putting out multiple titles, working with big names like Chuck Dixon, for example, who I'm going to be interviewing Friday. And he's just one of the nicest guys. He believes in community also, where he could just be like, to hell with you, I'm doing my thing. And that's all the more reason why we have to support publishers like that. You add in the fact that he's got quality stories, different stories. He has Devil's Dominion, which I really enjoy. Basically, you should check it out. But the characters in there have these demons attached to them. It's really cool, and the way they do it and they come out, and it's metaphorical, of course, for things, addictions and other bad sides of people. You got to check out these books. And then he's got Jinn, where it's basically like these race of genies, kind of magic. So and then he's got like military and espionage, and he's covering a bunch of different genres, and he does it really well. And again, he hires top tier talent. Jin Hunter. Thank you, Demetrios. Hey, Tom. Listen, I got to sit down and meet Demetrios, and I was impressed. As much as I was impressed with his body of work, I was more impressed with his character. So I highly recommend you. I bought a bunch of series. I've enjoyed them. And I'm going to go check out Ninja Gaiden. So you should too. When does it launch? The 27th, doesn't it? Next Wednesday? Hey, Rally, what's going on? I believe it's this coming Wednesday, the 27th, a week from today. Ninja Cade #1 will be in your local retailer, in your local comic shop. And if they haven't ordered it, go tell them you want it. Anyway, um, sorry, I like to plug everybody.
That's
I
good.
listen
That's
to
what it's
the
about.
YouTube. Oh, you're gonna be at Terrificon. I'll see you there, buddy. Cool. I'll be tabling there as well. Who knows? Maybe they'll put us next to each other. That'd be cool. Demetrios also has a lovely family, so a million reasons why you should be supporting Black Box if you aren't. If you haven't been aware of them, go check it out. They have a Facebook page for Black Box Comics and Instagram page for Black Box Comics. So check it out. Jim O'Reilly's in the house. What's going on? So Rod, the Crocmaster figure, they did a great job in the crocodile too, and like the articulation.
Seriously, oh man.
Yeah, I'll get two, and I'll send you one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I'll get a second one when I find a good price, and I'll send it to you.
Oh yes, thank you. Oh, I'm gonna hold you to that, man.
Let me tell you something. There's nothing to hold. When I tell you I'm gonna do it, I do it.
Hey man, if you're talking about the GI Joe figures, I mean it's so difficult to get them from here that I got crazy about this. Half time I went to New York Comic Con, I come back with like a half a dozen of them.
Yeah, I did 3 shows in a row. Heroes Con, 12-hour drive each way. Then I did Eternal Con, which is only about a 45-minute drive, and then I did an hour and a half drive to Garden State Comic Fest. And I'm telling you, I'm tired. I'm at San Diego next week. But yeah, I walk around, and it's like any money I make, I'm trying to hold on to, and then I see all these GI Joe and Star Wars Black Series figures that I love to collect. Those are the 2 figures I collect. And I'm like biting my lip, like, oh man. I had to pass up on some figures this past Garden State Comic Fest show. Oh, and then they got those Thundercats, the Super 7 Thundercats figures I want, but they're $55 each. I mean, for crying out loud, you got to take out a loan to get them. And right now, the most important thing is Tragedy for me, and Legendary Illustrations, and that's where the money's got to go.
Yeah, so, and the kids.
Nah, the heck with them. Tragic. No, I'm just kidding. Well, they're obviously the family's first and foremost, and they're already taken care of. So that's not even an issue. They'll always be taken care of first. And I'm happy they're home. I was upstairs with my wife the other day, and we heard screaming and yelling, and I was like, oh, it's so nice. It was too quiet for 2 weeks, man. It was too quiet. I was not happy.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man.
Sorry, that's the fire department. Apparently it's a volunteer fire department. They're only like 2 or 3 blocks away. When you're at Billy Tucci's house, he's like closer to them, and they are really loud. Submarine Treehouse. Who is that? How are you?
That's a great name.
That is cool. So for those who don't know,
sounds like a bomb raid happening there.
I know, right? I'm about to go in my shelter. For those of you who don't know, it's Armand. What's going on? So for those of you who don't know, Will is drawing the Spider Buggy, and Rod is drawing Crocmaster from Cobra and G.I. Joe. So that is not Speed Buggy. When he gets the webbing on, you will see.
I love Speed Buggy.
Dude, it's funny. Yeah. And all they did is keep, between Josie and the Pussycats, Speed Buggy, and Scooby Doo, there was 3 versions of Shaggy.
Yes. Some had the sunglasses and the bowl cut. Some didn't.
Yeah. Well,
Jabba Jaws is the same, wasn't it? Jabba Jaws had a Shaggy.
Oh yeah, you're right. They had a Shaggy version too. That's right. Jabberjaw.
Yeah. Nya,
He
nya,
was like,
nya.
he was like Curly. Yeah. Yeah, Will, I wanted I know you're doing the portraits now, but I would love to
Yeah.
do a Hanna-Barbera series.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
I
I'm all
actually
over
want to
it.
do it. I'm going to get a jam done. When I get the money up, I'm going to do a Hanna-Barbera jam.
Awesome.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I was originally going to do Space Ghost today, but yeah, this one's been on my mind. The vehicles.
Yeah, you mentioned it last week.
Yeah, I was looking up the Batcopter. I was looking at the Batboat. I was looking at every vehicle. And then I found the Spider-Man helicopter, and I thought I'll do the buggy.
Hell yeah, nobody drove the buggy because it makes sense for Spider-Man to have a buggy. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Superman having for a while there uh Superman had the ship, like there was a toy ship. I'm like, what the hell
yeah.
does he need a ship for? Your uncle is Svengoolie? No. Tom Rapka? Really? You guys know who Svengoolie is, don't you? The host on the show? Cricket, cricket. I guess not.
Sorry, I'm stuck on a wheel.
So I just want to remind everybody these will be for sale when they're done. So if you're interested, let me know. We didn't get any suggestions this week, so there's no deal to the person who suggested. But first person who wants them to claim them, let me know. When they're done, we'll throw our prices. Will, are you working on 11 by 17?
I am. Yes, I've just flipped it sideways. That's all.
Right, it's on landscape. And
Yeah.
what about you, Rod?
Yes, 11 by 17.
Now, Rod, you lightbox that and you are inking it traditionally now?
Yes.
Cool.
I usually draw in a blue pencil, and then I just light box to a clean paper to have the inks clean and crispy, you know.
Yeah, and I have some pieces of Rod for sale. You sold a few at the shows recently. By the way, Rod, you know the tragedy piece went on Indiegogo.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah,
That's great.
once I get the money from Indiegogo, I will send it to you and we'll go from there.
That's awesome. I hope who bought it enjoy it.
Actually, the guy who bought it is a big art fan and he's been a huge supporter. He actually helped Tom Rapka get over the top on his campaign. He's a really, really, really cool dude, a really good guy, and I appreciate him very much. And I'm sure Tom does too. By the way, guys, share this video out, please. We're just chatting, hanging out. You can join the chat, and you can watch him draw, and you can even bid on him. You know, not bid, but if you're interested, let us know and let me know, and we'll work it out with you. We're very affordable. We work with you. We understand people's budgets are tight, especially now. So yes, he is, Tom. And you know, we're happy to work with you. We just want you to have good art in your home. You know, there's no phoning it in here, guys. You know, these artists are hungry and they're passionate about what they do, and it's about the art for them. You know, this isn't money grabs because they don't want to work a 9 to 5. They truly love what they do, right, guys?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rod's in Brazil, Will's in Australia. So, you know, reaching out across the world here. Show a little love. I still have some of the Legendary Portrait series left from Will. There's some pieces left, less than half, or about half. I'm not sure. I have to check. And I have some original art by Rod. You know, Rod, that Zartan and that Snake Eyes haven't gone yet. And I'm really surprised, especially since the price point on them is not high at all, especially at Snake Eyes. I kind of want to buy them both myself. I just can't.
Yeah, I am surprised that pieces like that's Daredevil and the Flash aren't gone yet.
Well, again, the market is tough right now for if you're not a well-known name like a John Romita
Yeah,
Jr. because money's tight, and when people are spending their money, they're budgeting it strictly and specifically for that person that they
yeah.
are looking at. Um,
But the Flash was always a bestseller.
I know, I know. Well, I mean,
I,
just give it
I was
time.
surprised that the Wonder Woman sold and the Flash didn't.
Yeah, well, that person loved that piece. They just absolutely wanted it. So,
Awesome.
but it's a grind, and we'll get there. If you're an artist out there, don't lose faith. Don't get discouraged. It's a grind. You just gotta keep swinging. Take some of those punches, but take 1 minute of each round at a time. That's all you
Yeah.
can do. I'm trying to share this out, and I'm trying to pick the group. I'm like 5 billion groups, find work and etc. And I will remind everybody that Will is on a book right now, and he's about to do a set of covers for someone. Rod has other projects going on as well with clients that he had before me, but they're available for cover work. Rod, are you open for sequentials right now?
Yeah, that client I mentioned, he told me he has a project for an entire book, but he didn't tell anything about the timetable he has.
Okay.
So right now, I'm actually open to any opportunities.
Okay, so Rod is available for sequentials and covers. By the way, Rod, I'm going to be putting out another. Uh, I'm growing a publishing company, and I have a bunch of titles, and I'm going to be putting into production once the money's coming in. And there is a book I want you to do sequentials on. And Will, I already talked to you. There's a book I want you to do sequentials on.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. I can't wait. I can't. Man, I got to hit the lotto.
Don't we all?
I want to do what Demetrios is doing. I really do. Um, except I want to get to a point where I'm accepting submissions from other people as well
Yeah.
and getting them out
Yeah,
there. Thanks
that's
for
awesome.
sharing the video, Tom.
How's your Crockmaster going, Rod?
Yeah, this crocodile, these monsters are really hard to draw, right? Aren't they?
They are tricky. Yep.
Yeah,
Especially getting all of the interlocking plates on their back and tail.
yeah,
Yeah. I did a painting of one not long ago, and it took me forever to do it.
yeah. They are so weird, and there's so much details on them.
Yeah. Out of all the, I only ever had one GI Joe figure growing up, and that was it. That was the Crockmaster.
Really?
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
thing.
Well, we just, it was that, or you could have that, or He-Man, or Transformers. I mean, you just couldn't have everything, I suppose. But I was more of a Star Wars kid growing up.
Oh hell yeah, I had all that too.
Yeah. And yeah, I fell into the Black Series trap just like you, Philip.
Yeah, man. I mean, they are starting to play that game though, where they just recolor it and send it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I used to be a completionist. Now I'm not. I'm being more selective in what I pick up. Okay, so the transfer went to you, Will. It said it should be in there tomorrow morning.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
It takes a few days to clear. So, in the audience, let's start this off. Now, next week I cannot do a live on Wednesday because I will be flying to San Diego for my panel, which is on Thursday, 4 to 5. I cannot discuss what the panel is about yet because its press release is going to be soon, and it's it's not for me to say. What I will tell you is I'm co-writing and teaming up one of my characters with somebody else, another publisher. So that's what that's about.
Are you going to do
It's
a live stream, Phil, from your table?
Well, I'm not tabling a con at San Diego. Again, I was a guest on that panel, so they give you a free pass for the weekend.
All right.
So I'll be there as a fan, but I'll do the panel. I mean, if I could do a video live from the panel, it'd be great. I'm looking to give out some free stuff at the panel too, if anybody's interested. So yeah. And then the week after, no sleep for the weary. As soon as I get back, 2 days later, I'm going to Terrificon.
But you are tabling at New York, aren't you, this year at the end of the year?
No, they rejected me, and
Did they?
I applied for the upstairs, and I haven't heard from them, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I am doing Baltimore. I have 2 tables in Baltimore. It's supposed to be a really good show, so for artists and comics.
Yeah.
New York Comic Con, they accepted me in Artist Alley last year and many others because all the big names dropped out and they need to fill tables. But all the big names are back, so they
don't need you now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know some people are bitter about that and they think it's wrong, and they have a fair, valid point. But I look at it this way. Yes, you look at it like we bailed Comic-Con out when they had nobody last year, and we did. But they look at it like they cut us a favor and let us get a chance because they're big. And look, you got to pay your dues.
Yep.
I'm lucky that I got in there last year, and I understood what was going on, and I expected a declination this year. I'm not upset. I've got to pay my dues. Stuff like that doesn't make me mad. It motivates me to say, okay, I just got to step up my game.
Yep.
And in the next year or two, I'm going to make them want me to be in,
Yep. Just got to figure it out. Yep.
Got to pay your dues
Well,
no matter what you do.
the thing is, the big names, they attract people, right?
Yep.
Everybody going to see the big names.
That's right.
And we'll get there.
Like I said, it's use it as motivation. Don't use it as something to be angry or beat yourself down. If they don't know your name, you make them know your name. That's it.
Yeah.
That's your job. Because at the end of the day, people think they're selling their IP. I'm not selling tragedy. I'm selling trust. Trust that I'm giving you something quality. And what I mean by that is, take Scott Snyder. He put out his book through Image, right? And it's on Comixology. Nobody really knew what the book was about or read it yet, but they trust him based on his prior writing that he's going to give them a quality story and a quality hero and a quality book. So Nocturne did very well. It wasn't Nocturne that sold that book. It was Scott Snyder because he garnered, through his resume, trust of the fans. We're selling trust.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I suppose it's like any business, isn't it? Like the reputation of the human is as much a reputation of the business itself.
More so. I mean, you got to remember, comics had always been driven by the stardom of the writer and the artist, the trust that people had in them. People follow them. Peter David did the Hulk. If the Hulk was floundering and was garbage, but you heard Peter David was doing it again, sales were through the roof.
Yeah.
If Claremont was back on an X-Men book, sales are going up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he earned that trust from the fans with his body of work.
For sure.
Well, that's what I have to do. I feel, what I'm putting out there is solid. I feel the artists that I have the privilege and honor of representing are amazing. We just have to prove it to them. We have to show them. And when we do, and we've established that
And
trust,
we will.
things will grow. Right, Rod? Rod is really focused. He's like, it's so detailed. Geez, did I draw this? So I'm just going to remind everybody, Legendary Illustrations, we have an entire creative team for your book, whether it be covers, painted or drawn, whether it be sequentials, painted or drawn, whether it be letters, inks, editing, writing, we've got it all. Coloring, we've got it all.
You got the full
One-stop
stable.
shop. Yeah.
Full stable of creators.
And easy to work with, no egos. We meet deadlines, no false promises here. And we take pride in giving you the best product possible, right? I mean, Will, I say this teasing, but it's with a great deal of respect. When you work with Will, he will come back to you with many questions to make sure he's getting on that page what you want, the references, everything. He takes
I
great
get very
pride.
close to restraining order material.
And he wants to make sure that you are satisfied, that you have
that's right.
what it is you want. I mean, you hear a lot of people complain about their interaction with artists being flaky and not showing up, or they can't interpret the script, or they don't care, or blah blah blah. Not one person has ever said that when they worked with us. And we worked with many people. We've worked with Tom Hutchison in Big Dog Inc. We've worked with Marat Michaels. We've worked with Dynamite Comics. We've worked with a lot of indie people. And they all appreciate it. Charles said, your buggy is coming into focus. It's looking good. I hope that's not code for something.
Thank you. It's it's tricky. It'll come together once the color starts hitting it.
As a matter of fact, Charles W. Morgan has gotten quite a few things done for his book through Legendary. I mean, we do logos too, and trade dressing. Robert Powers does logos really well. Did you see my latest logo that he did for me?
Oh,
with
yes.
Dragon.
Love it.
He did a great job with the font, and I asked him, can you put the word dragon on fire? And I had a different way of doing it in my mind, and he did that, and his was so much better.
Has he done your novel one yet, Philip?
I'm sorry?
Has he done your the Devil's Details one yet?
Rob has been inundated with me alone. He's been inundated with work, but he's also got other work he's doing. He's got commissions going on. People love his mashups.
It's a good problem to have. Good problem to have.
Yeah, he's done some covers. He did the logo for the Dynamics. He's drawing the Dynamics for me. He did the logo for Breath of the Dragon. He's doing his, he's got a sketchbook. He's got to put together his art book for us for the Legendary Kickstarter. He's doing his own book, Cataclysm. He did a logo and a cover for Charles. Kenny Calderon did a cover for Charles too. Fantastic stuff. Charles' book is going to be great. Look at you with the spider wheel. That's so awesome. Now, if you notice, look at what Rod is doing with inking. If you're aspiring to be an inker, look at the line weights and what he's doing. The line weights are very important, not just for anatomy definition, but light source. And that's important with inking. That's what makes an inker more than a quote unquote tracer, right?
Absolutely.
Line weights are huge. Cross hatching is huge. Don't be too heavy with the blacks. Inking isn't just it's all black here, it's light here. There's gradients, and you have to understand that and use them properly. Hey, Gary Giroux's here. He's another inker. Absolute masters, he said. Gary, thank you for your support on the Kickstarter. He got the Ricardo Silva tier for art, and then he went and he inked the piece. And he told me don't ink it, just have it penciled. He inked it and had it colored, and he did a fantastic job. It looks great. Spider wheel. Look at that. It's so awesome. You got Spider-Man's face in there. That's so freaking cool. How could something so cheesy be so cool?
Love it. Sometimes it's the over-the-top things that, that make it a classic, though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you could say Ricardo did all the work, but inks are not easy. It's no joke. You did a great job, and you did what you needed to do. Just remember when you're inking, guys, you have to establish your light source, and there can be more than one, and you have to account for that. Because most times in life, there are more than one light source. For example, look at my camera. I have the overhead light, which is reflecting off the back wall, and I have the light coming at my face from the screens. There's two light sources going on, and then I have the window next to me, which has light coming through. That's three. You see the light on the side of my face, see the light coming down on my head, and then there's light coming on the front of my face. When you're an inker, you have to establish those shots, and you have to ink according to show those different light sources. That is not easy. So you have to do gradient shading, you have to do cross hatching, and you have to use line weights. Yeah, I got a little shine on my head, I know. That's because I'm going bald, Charles. Hair's so thin.
You wait till you get as bald as me, you get reflected light and radiant light. My kids come near me to get a sunburn.
Gary said, make sure everyone follow Will on TikTok. Great stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, how is TikTok, Will?
I find it hard, but I find most social media hard. But I'm lucky enough to have daughters that are all over it, so they kind of give me advice on what I'm supposed to tag, and as long as I'm not dancing, that's fine. But I actually find it good because you can put together videos easily on that. Even if I don't always post it or worry about it on TikTok, I reuse them on the other social media platforms, because you can put together videos quite easily with their little program. But I don't know, it's a bit of a mystery. I mean, I find all of it, all the algorithms, a bit of a strange cat to wrangle. But it's, you never can tell. Like, this one's got a lot of views, this one doesn't. So I don't know.
By the way, Ryan says, "What's up, everyone? Will, you're a great artist."
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Charles says I need to start buffing my head.
Bit of wax.
Don't be jealous that I have a sparkling personality that just shows through my skin. Look at that crocodile. Damn, that's looking great, Rod.
I'm going to try to see where's the view here. Oh, that's great.
Gary said Rod is next on his commission list. Yeah, man, get it now. He's got the Allspark.
Get the Allspark.
Yeah, you're Rodimus Prime, man. So it's like I said, I have nicknames for everybody usually as I get to know them well. It's Rodimus Prime Ramos. It's where there's a will, there's a way, Pleydon. It's they killed Kenny Calderon. From South Park.
From South Park.
I gotta think. Ricardo's Ricky the Dragon Silva.
Nice.
Who else do we have? Rob. I haven't come up with something yet because you know what? His name alone is pretty just badass. Rob Powers.
Captain Power. Yep.
Yeah, Captain Power. There you go. Bill Lutz. We have to come up with something, and Motto. I just call him pain in the ass. I swear to God, he just chimes in with his corny ass jokes every once in a while. I love that guy.
I think the trick, Rod, is when we're gonna have to do a quiet conference call and come up with a name for Phil. I think that's the real
Oh yeah.
trick.
Listen, I've been called it all. So I've had nicknames, curse words, you name it, I've been called it.
Yeah, but we can draw it.
Hey, draw me however you will. That'd be
we
funny.
could be we could draw your new quarterbox character.
Bill Narf Nuts Lutz. Yeah, you know what he does? He's always pinking the brain. He always says Narf.
Yep.
Narf Nuts. Yeah, maybe that's good, Gary. We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Whoa, what was that?
My phone.
Oh, thought you had a bright idea. There's a little light bulb going off.
Yeah, I had a thought. Yeah, he does always say Narf. um, Chris Van Ryn, what's going on? How are you? Chris has been putting out some really good stuff. Like, he just did a Tank Girl that was pretty badass. With I forgot the character's name in the movie. He's played by Ice-T. He's like a dog.
What?
You never saw Tank Girl?
I did, but I can't remember that. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Is that with Laurie Petty, the girl out of Point Break?
Yeah. The movie was terrible, but people swear by the comic. I've just never read it.
Oh, the comic's great.
Well, I would think you would think so. You Aussie, you.
It's that 2000 AD kind of British, real 80s sort of
apocalyptic.
Yeah, they had a great sort of run with it with Strontium Dog and Judge Dredd, and loved all of that stuff growing up.
The problem is I wanted to get into Judge Dredd and I couldn't because the art was just so unappealing to me. And I don't mean any disrespect to that artist, but it just
depends on the art. I mean, you get a good Steve Dillon or a Brian Bolland, you get some fantastic Dredd work out of them.
I mean, if again, I like all styles of art. You know, like I love comic and cartoon art, like Chris Van Ryn's, and I love type pencils. But Judge Dredd is one of those books I would have liked, like the tight pencils.
Yeah, well, Brian Bolland, you know, he doesn't get tighter than that. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
he did.
He's one of the best, man.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Amazing.
He did The Killing Joke, Philip.
Yeah.
Yes.
I met with him once at New York Comic Con.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So awesome. Most of the artists that I met are really good people. Good guys to talk.
Most artists are. Chris said they were rippers, half man, half kangaroo. That's right. Movie sucked. Books were great. Even seen his Sergeant Rock headshot. He did. Ever seen his? I didn't. Gary said, "Let's go August 16th." I wonder what's going on August 16th. So it might be a tragic date to put on your calendar. Yeah, I want to get a cover at some point by Rod. I want to get another cover by you, Will. There's so many.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed that I get tons of requests to do covers for my book. I have people hunt me down at shows. They message me. I'm very lucky, and I'm trying to cycle through everyone before I start repeating. You know, the only person that gets a cover on every book is Steph Wilson, and that's because he'll just whine and cry and drive me nuts. And I'm tired of hearing him complain. Why can't I be on? How come Mike DeBalfo gets to draw boobs? This isn't right. For all of you out there, I kid. I love Steph and Carrie Ann. We tease each other like this all the time. Like I brought a card table because I have the comic rack, and it takes up, it's like 3 feet, and or 2.5 feet. It takes up a lot of space, and I try to be considerate of my neighbors. I don't want it to block view of my neighbors. So I bring the card table to come to sit behind my 6 foot table in my space, and I put the rack on that so it recedes back. So that way, when people are walking up the aisle, they see my neighbor. I'm not blocking them. I try, I don't like when people are inconsiderate like that. So.
And there's nothing worse than sitting at a table too, and you're blocked in. It's really claustrophobic for the day too.
Right. And so he was laughing, saying, about my table, even posted about it. So Steph and I would just bust each other's chops. It's all in good fun, love and respect. At least on my end. Maybe he's seriously just being passive aggressive and thinks I'm an asshole, but that's all right. He wouldn't be the first. He wouldn't be the first. Actually, I'm going to bring up something for artists. And Gary Giroux and Steph Wilson are perfect examples of this. When you do a cover for a book, let me ask you guys: do you promote the cover? Do you post about it regularly, or do you do a one and done, or do you not bother at all because you got paid, you move on?
It depends. Can I? There are some clients that don't like that you post on media, so I ask first if I can. I am always posting about the art because not because only for the exposure for myself, but I want the book to succeed. So
yeah, I guess it's a tricky thing. It's really personality based, and I guess I like for the person I'm doing the art for to do the release of the final work, like they can show it off. Right. Yeah, like I mean, sometimes it depends on the person, like. And you just communicate with them, like you can always show the artwork later and promote it, and I often do, but it comes down to them. They're the one that wants the product, and they get to show off the cover when they're ready to relaunch it.
Well, the reason why I ask, the campaign is going, is Gary Giroux, and I mean this with respect. He's is he a name that's huge? Did you have 3,000 followers? No. He's like me. He's like you guys. He's working his way up. He's talented, great guy, but he's got to work, to get out there publicly. He promoted the hell out of his cover, and he sold a lot of covers. He was, he might have been the second most seller, if not the third. Anyway. And Steph promotes a lot too, and that makes are you obligated? No, you are not. It's the publisher's job. But when you do that as an artist, I think publishers are more inclined to hire you again. And you are getting more exposure because more people are buying your book, and it might lead to other jobs. So I mean, it depends on what's on your plate. If you have a ton of stuff going on, you may not have time to be able to promote, especially if you're a bigger name, I get it. But I do think it behooves every party when people promote,
Yeah. But too, as well, are you excited about what you've done? I mean, you should be. And if you're not, then why did you do it? It's, you've got, if everything I do and I agree to do, and Philip, that there's been work I've turned away because it hasn't jived with what I consider stuff that I like to be involved in.
Right.
But everything I agree to do, I'm excited about doing it. And when you battle and you toil away at the drawing board and you finally get it out, you've got to be proud of it. You've got to be excited about it. You want it to work. So why wouldn't you be promoting it?
Otherwise, we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree. I mean,
by the way, for the anthology, there were quite a few pages that I have redone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
when do you have your 10 ready to go?
It's inked now, but I still working on the scripts. Maybe I can send it over to you, and I can have your opinion about it.
Sure, if you want me to. I mean, not that I'm an authority on anything, but be happy to help. Will you have the 10 pages by September 1st?
Well, I have the 10 pages. The ink is done. I just need to work on the letters.
Okay. Aaron Best is in the house. He said, y'all done effed around and left the gate open because the dog is in the house. Big dog. Now, here's Aaron Best for you, right? Good guy. He was very supportive of Tragedy on its launch, with the first issue and everything. Very, really cool dude. I consider him a friend. He did a great concept of a cover that I enjoyed, I liked, and he just dropped it. And I don't know why. Yes, Aaron, I'm speaking about you, big dog. See, I'm one of those people that you either people are extreme about me. They either really like me and think I'm a good guy, or they really freaking hate me. And it's really funny how I bring out both. I'll have a grown man say, "I love you, dude. You're awesome," and then I'll have a grown man say, "I wish you died from COVID."
Great.
It's a really weird thing, man. Pretty funny, actually. You didn't drop nothing? Well, I don't see it. I'm launching August 16th. Where are you? You're going to have to be for book 5. I look at 8T every time I open my tablet. I don't know what that means in English. Anyway, so yeah, I'm one of those people you either love or hate. There's usually no in between. Some people just tolerate me, but as long as my wife likes me, or actually, as long as my wife just tolerates me, we're good. Yeah, and my cover contest, I haven't heard a word from anybody. We had like 20 people want to join, and I haven't heard a word or got a rough from anyone. And the rules were to show me a rough. Now,
Yeah.
I don't want this to sound like a bitch fest, but people don't read. You put up the post, you put up the rules, they don't read, they don't tag people, they don't send me a rough, they ask questions after that were already put in the post. And when you're a publisher, and again, I'm a nobody, I'm a small publisher, but nonetheless, I'm a publisher with a job and a deadline. It's kind of a turnoff. If you can't read simple directions, how are you going to interpret my script as an artist?
Yeah.
How are you going to do what I need? And my recommendation to all artists is pay attention to detail. Read rules and regulations. Read submission guidelines, because if you don't follow those simple rules, no one is going to want to hire you. Oh crap! So I didn't do a rough. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it honestly, Chris, you weren't even on my mind when I said that, because with Chris, I know the style I'm going to get. I know the kind of composition I'm going to get, and I know that it's going to be age appropriate. So, Chris, you really aren't even an issue at all, because that's fine. Sending me finished. I'm talking about there's so many other people that I haven't seen anything from, and the deadline is the 20th. We have 7 days. And part of me wants to post and remind him, and part of me says, that's not my job. I put it up. You're interested. If you want it, you go for it, right?
Exactly.
Look, if nobody does the cover contest, or if we don't have the 5 that we need to do it, it's okay. I save money. I've got plenty of covers. I do this to try to give people a chance. At some people, it's their first published cover that they've never had before. And not to say, like, look at me, I'm Mr. Big, you're getting a cover with me. I don't mean it. I just mean, like, I'm giving you a chance to build a resume and have something on there, at least to say you had a published cover, if it leads to getting you somebody bigger. I just want to help, but I can only help those who want to help themselves.
Exactly. You can't be hungry for them.
Right. Gary needs a penciler. See, that's things. Gary's an inker, so he needs a penciler. Well, Gary, find one of these guys that wants to join the cover contest and ask him if you can team up and ink their piece. Charles Vandegrift, is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry, sir. Great live work, Rod and Will. Love it. Thanks for coming out, Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
And the
Thanks.
kind words. Aaron, I didn't know you were cranking that out again. Maybe that's because you're not paying attention, bud. I'm all over the place. I'm aggravating people with all my posts. Where have you been? When people are like, I didn't know you had whatever. I'm like, really? I have people approach me that never interact with me, say, dude, I saw a tragedy. I saw this, I saw that. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you were looking. But what I'd love is for people to really support the artists that I have the great pleasure and privilege of repping. So anyway, you guys are real quiet tonight.
Yeah, it's this one's a little bit tricky.
I say you guys usually do more talking.
It's one of those times that you don't know what you are doing. You need to focus.
We're at war, Philip. We're at war.
You've been busy losing your black card? What does that mean?
What?
I don't even want to know. ADHD. That's tough. Sometimes I wonder if I have some sort of form of it because I can't shut my mind off all over the place. I would have did one with Bill Narf Nuts Lutz. Well, you got to talk to Bill.
How's that crocodile going, Rod?
Yeah. What do you think?
Very nice. Charles, thanks for coming out, man. Get some rest.
Nice.
Have a great night.
See you, Charles.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
yeah, I can. Yeah. That's good.
Beautiful.
Okay.
That inker Rod is holding his mouth right to make those smooth lines. Little team of Frank Lasik, very cool. We did talk to Bill. He'll DM me later about it. ADHD and OCD, oh my. Oh, cool. Hey, share if you do art and you want to share any links to where we can go find it, Charles, go right ahead, buddy. Share your links in the chat, please. We encourage that. He said, great work, guys. Peace.
Thank you.
Aaron Bess, meet Gary Giroux. Gary Giroux, meet Aaron Bess. Cool. Go to Charles' main page, Charles Vandegrift, as you can see here in the chat. Go check out his art. You know, I was telling somebody, Spencer's Kitua art. I was telling somebody, because when I was doing my live streams so regularly, and I used to do like 3-4 a week. I don't know if you guys remember. It was really intense.
I do, yeah.
I started to build a following. That's how I started to get my following. A lot of people were seeing me, every week, multiple times. And as you know, I'm a pretty open and honest dude. I'm pretty raw live. I don't care,
Yeah.
So I think it made people feel like they knew me. And I would get DMs from people I never met, or they'd come up to me at shows and they would talk to me like, hey, Phil, how are you? How's the family? And I really appreciate it. But inside, I'm like, I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. And then at the same time, a lot of people don't have their regular picture. They have some sort of icon, so it's even worse.
Yeah, yeah.
And it happened to me a couple times over the last 3 shows, and I feel terrible. And they're like, "How's the family? I'm sorry they're away. I know you miss them. You're a good dad." And they're very kind, and I'm really grateful and appreciative. But it's really like, I don't know if unsettling is the word. It's just a little weird. Like I don't know who these people are, but they know me. I feel like an Alzheimer's patient or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
I
Tom
get,
Rocco. Sorry, go ahead.
I get
Will.
that. I get that sometimes when I bump into ex-students and they've grown up. And I remember them being 15, but I don't know what they look like when they're 25 or 30
Right.
or 40 or
Right.
40. And they go, "Hey," I'm like, you need to,
Right.
I pass through 150 of you a year. I need a reminder.
Exactly. All right, look at this. I love this stuff. So it looks like Aaron Bess is hooking up with Gary Giroux as far as artwork.
Nice.
Kitoa means Cherokee. Oh, cool, Charles. And Chris supporting his Gary, and I agree. Gary is one badass inker. Aaron, I highly recommend him. This is the community, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I love on my shows. Good night, Charles. Have a good one, buddy. It's called age. No, I don't know them because they don't interact with me and I don't see them. They don't talk on my shows. They don't speak to me, but out of nowhere they show up at a show and go, "Hey, Phil, how are you?" It's like, you don't know them. So, and just Tom Rapka just wrapped up his Kickstarter. He made the goal, but he's taking orders on Indiegogo too if anyone is interested, and he put Death Dwells link in the chat. So if anyone missed out on Death Dwells, go check it out. Tom Rapka.
Death Dwells. That's a good name.
Yeah. He's a good guy. Tom's a really good guy. Look at the detail Rod is putting in that crocodile alone, and we haven't even gotten to the center of the piece. How crazy is that? This is the professionalism you get, guys. You want a commission, you want someone on your book. If he'll put this much detail in a live drawing on the crocodile, imagine what he's going to do to your cover. Just saying. And Rod has 5 illegitimate kids to feed. He was
How
on
did you
Maury
know?
Povich. He was on Maury Povich. The test came back, and you are the father.
Oh man, 2 is enough.
Yeah, part of me wanted a third, and part of me wants a relationship with my wife.
I say nothing.
You have what, 20 kids?
I got 7 kids.
7.
I
Wow.
got 7 kids, yeah.
7 kids. Mask that robber before you rob the bank. My God. 7 kids. How do you?
Wow. I am thinking 2 is hard enough.
Well, like I say to people, they don't all arrive at once, so you get a bit of time to practice in between.
The Brady Bunch. Yeah, the Brady Bunch. You should draw your family in the Brady Bunch square, like the tic-tac-toe square.
We're the Dynamics sequel.
Look at this fool. Sounds so dirty. Imagine what he's going to do to your cover. Yeah, don't put a black light on it. No, you get Spider-Man driving the buggy. That's just freaking hilarious. The hell does Spider-Man need a buggy? That is great.
Well, there's no buildings to swing from out in the desert, is there, I guess?
7 kids. My Lord, Will.
Yeah.
I better get you more. I got to get you on more books. You're only on 1. You need to be on 3. You need to be on 5 books, for crying out loud.
All right. I think I'm ready for the color now on this thing.
Oh, you're going to do Prisma pencil?
No, I'm going to do paint. I'm going to do gouache.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you have to do Spider-Man's detail?
Yeah. I do that after I painted.
But yeah, that series of covers you're gonna do. I'm gonna find out when the deadline is and everything.
Yeah, that sounds
And
exciting.
well, he said right away, hey, I need Will to do these covers. They're right up his alley because he saw the Frankenstein you did
Oh yeah, yep,
and
that's
the
cool.
Bela Lugosi Dracula. But you're gonna have to find time when I'm ready to do that follow up to Wither, man.
Yes.
And that's gonna be some epic stuff. And have you started on roughs for the sci-fi book?
Yeah, I've started the thumbnails. Um,
Sweet.
it's just a bit of a process now because I've got to go through each page of the script and break it into sort of cinematic. Because
Right.
if you read it, it's very cinematic. Like I'm not going to explain it because he hasn't released it yet, but it's
Yeah, I
epic,
mean, I have the
epic,
script too.
epic scenes.
Yeah, I have the script too. So
Yeah, but yeah,
yeah,
lots of epic scenes, which is good. Makes for interesting painting.
yeah. As an artist rep, it's not necessarily my job, but a lot of times, mostly if the artist wants me to, I'll be a second set of eyes to see that the thumbnails and everything match up to what they asked for in the script, or that they're good interpretation. So
Yeah.
nobody's perfect. Sometimes maybe I interpreted the script differently.
Well, sometimes you miss things as well. Like, I mean, I know personally, like, I've read through a script multiple times, and it might be the third read. I go, oh, I read that wrong, or I need to
Right.
check that descriptive, like, and sometimes I'll be sending emails in the middle of the night going, what am I
Right.
doing here? This doesn't feel right. Or what
And
does
with your
that
time
word mean?
difference, it's tough.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, for me, like 3 in the morning is probably like, you know, middle of the day for
It's
you guys.
it's like
What?
16-hour difference. So
Yeah, 9 p.m. 9 p.m.
yeah,
is like your six a.m.
yeah.
of the day I've just finished.
Have a good night, Chris.
So,
Thanks for coming out, man.
see you, Chris.
What up, Len? I didn't see Len come in. Is Len here? Oh, I gotta scan that cover. Shit. Got so many
Uh,
little things, little tasks to do. Spider bug. Nice job on the hands on the wheel for being so small. I mean, look at that. Hands
yeah, it's
nice.
little.
There's Len. You need your fill for the day.
Is that in PHIL?
Yeah. What's going on, Len? Len was at Garden State Comic Fest. He did an awesome Moon Knight on my friend Randy Funk's Jam piece. Len
Nice.
has a cover coming up on August 16th as well. You had double fill, Gary. Len is available for commissions, I believe, right, Len? And sequential work, I believe. Len is one of those artists who I feel has leveled up and continues to level up. So you should go check him out, what he's doing. Drop your links, bud. Yeah, that hobgoblin he did was awesome. Um, so yeah, Len had a cover on book 2, and he's got a cover coming for book 4. Very cool stuff. Len joined the cover contest for the first contest, and I liked both his covers a lot. So I asked him on the side if he would want to be a cover for future issues. He was like, sure. Of course, they're paid for, and um, there you go. So when you join my cover contest, even if you don't necessarily win the contest, you could still be a cover. So and sure enough, he knocked both out of the park, and I made them both covers. And his looked really crazy in foil, man. It was sick.
I love that you're doing foil. It's just so 90s for me. I love it.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. To be honest with you, though, the last campaign there were a lot less foil requests, and they are very expensive.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to do foil on chapter 4. Why don't you guys give me a little feedback and let me know if I should? Because honestly, you have to print minimum 5 with this
Yeah.
company. They're almost $9 each to print, so that's $45. And if I do all in foil, Now I'm forced to buy 13 covers times 5 at almost $9 because two people got it.
Yeah. Yep.
And sadly you have to look at the business side of things. What's your return on an investment? If I was rich, awesome, but like shipping, shipping has gone up, but I'm keeping it at $8. Except when you do an all in and you're buying 13 books, I had to raise it to $12 just on those because 12 books don't fit in a Gemini.
I'll
And
tell you what, though, shipping at that cost, that's so cheap. Like we charge an arm and a leg in this country for shipping.
I know.
So if you're listening, like really be grateful because America has great shipping rates.
And that's the other thing is like Ricardo has the original art tiers, and I was
Yeah.
keeping it at $8, trying to be nice, but then he's shipping it for $35 to me or the client, and I got to pay him the
Yeah.
$35. I'm losing a lot of money. So unfortunately, I had to. If you buy the original art tier, you got to pay $30 shipping from Brazil. But the good news is you're getting an amazing piece for only $150. I mean, you're getting a easily $300 piece for 150.
Yeah.
Rod is deep in thought. Deep thoughts. Deep thoughts by Rod Ramos. I wonder when Phil is going to get me that croc master.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I will, man. When I get it at a good price, I will get it to you. I'm not spending those $70. I'll get two and I'll give you one. What's Serpentor, Gary?
I never really liked Serpentor. I don't know why. I always thought Cobra Commander is the guy.
That's why you don't like him. He's a threat to the Cobra Commander. Oh, Len Serpentor. I didn't see it. I didn't see that one. Len, you got to post it up and tag me. Yeah, I want to do a G.I. Joe Jam piece too. Villains and then heroes. I usually do 12 characters on a page, no more than that. And like for the villains, I would do obviously Cobra Commander, Serpentor, Destro, Dr. Mindbender, Storm Shadow, Zomax and Tomax and Zaymot, Baroness. I'm sorry, but I really like Ironhide. I mean, not
Oh,
Ironhide.
jumping properties.
Yeah, not Ironhide. What's his name? Scrap Iron. I really like Scrap Iron. Croc Master. And who were the other two I wanted to do? I forget. I wasn't really big on. Oh, Zartan, of course. I wasn't big on Zartan's family, Zoran and all them for some reason, and his brother. And I forgot who the last one was. Maybe a bat. I think I did. So I would want to do. And then for the good guys, I would do Duke, Snake Eyes, Stalker, Scarlet. I like Quick Kick, Gung Ho, Roadblock. Who am I not thinking of?
Outback.
Yeah.
Outback was one of my favorite toys when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the white ninja? What's his name?
Storm
I remember
Shadow?
Snake Eyes. Is that the one that's like Snake Eyes, but he's all
You
white?
don't even know Storm Shadow? What the hell's wrong with you, Will?
I told you I didn't get the G.I. Joe toys.
Look, the only saving grace is that you're a big Star Wars fan, but you're like the white ninja. Are you out of your freaking mind?
I didn't know. I like the imagery, but
by the way, I'm going to do Major Blood. Yes, that's the other bad guy I wanted to do. Thank you, Len. How could I forget Major Blood? Absolutely. So yeah, I'm doing tragedy versus sketch covers that I'm going to be introducing on Kickstarters. One is going to be Breath of the Dragon versus Deathstroke the Terminator. One is Breath of the Dragon versus Taskmaster. Oh, and Firefly. Yes, Gerald, you're right. Firefly.
Firefly,
Thank
yes.
Yeah, Aaron. Jason Metcalf's Snake Eyes was killer. It's incredible. I'm gonna have to jump him next time I see him and get that piece before he gets rid of it. Firefly. How could I forget? Yes, Firefly and Major Blood round them out. Thank you. Um, and then I'm gonna do Tragedy versus like Elektra and Zealot from Image, and those will be added to the campaign.
Sounds great, Phil.
So you putting the armpit hair in there, Rod?
Sorry?
Putting his armpit hair in there or what?
No, it's just a,
It's
a
a
little bit
joke.
of hatching.
Look at him. He's like, no.
Actually, his armpit's going to be dark.
Yeah. So Gary said, real Australian hero, GI Mate is there. Major Blood to me was always an underused character, underdeveloped. He had that armor on his that metal right arm. Had that cool helmet.
Did you like the movies, Phil?
Snake Eyes, the movie?
No, all of the G.I. Joe ones. Did you like them?
Not really. No, they weren't really GI Joe.
Yeah.
Not that you would know, because you didn't know GI Joe. What the hell? How are we friends?
They're great action figures, though. I was always impressed at the articulation.
The only thing I hate is when those rubber bands snapped in their crotch. Len said you were a Care Bear fan.
Yeah. My Little Pony.
Yeah. My Little Pony of the Ponies of the Apocalypse. It's funny when I have some people that message me every day. They never interact with anything I'm doing, but they message me every day asking for stuff. And because they don't follow me, they don't know when I'm live, and they'll message me 5 times a day, and then they'll,
Yeah.
Ed Williams, what's up with you? How are you, my friend? Hope everything is well. Haven't seen you in a while. Care Bear's there. So, for those who just joined in, Rod Ramos, Rodimus Prime Ramos, is drawing Croc Master from G.I. Joe, part of Cobra. Show him the crocodile, Rod. Look at that crocodile.
That's great. Fantastic.
Look at the rendering on that, the texturing, awesome. And Will, in his infinite wisdom, is drawing the spider buggy.
My infinite self-torture.
I love it. Oh, wow.
You changed your mind, Will.
He did. Yes, Len, that came out fantastic. Very nice.
Will.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Did you change your mind?
At which time?
I think you was going to do Space Ghost.
Yes, I was. Yep. So I shifted gears, and I wanted to do the spider buggy as well. So it's kind of a bit of a toss-up as to which one I wanted to do. And I thought, no, I'm just going to have to try and lean into doing things like vehicles. So
yeah,
got to give it
Can
a go.
you tell us about your project, Ed? Your upcoming event, or you want to drop any links? Go right ahead, my friend. Yeah, so you went from Space Ghost. You could have drew the Space Ghost ship.
Yes, I love that ship.
Yeah, great design. I want to get a big piece, like an 18 by 24, and I want it to be this all-out space war where you have the Death Star going after Mogo, the planet, the Green Lantern planet.
Oh, yep.
And Galactus coming to eat the planet as well. And then you're gonna have X-wings and TIE fighters. You're gonna have the Buck Rogers fighters and the Draconian ships and their major ship. You're gonna have Cylon Raiders with the Vipers, the Mark IV Vipers, and the Battlestar Galactica major ship, and then the big bad guy ship from the Cylons. I wanted to also incorporate what were the other spaceships that I wanted to put? Oh, so I wanted to put the Enterprise in there and Klingon Warbird.
Yep.
And I wanted to.
It's starting to sound very Sistine Chapel-like. It's starting to sound big.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to paint. I'm gonna have to pay you over 85 years.
I might have to just come and stay at your house to get it done.
Right.
This is our live-in artist, Will.
Some Star Destroyers. And it would just be like all the different sci-fi I loved mixed in there. What am I missing?
You're going to get a Unicron in there?
Oh, yes, that was it too. A Unicron in there, yes. I want a Unicron in there as well. And it's just be this all-out crazy war.
Sounds good.
What am I missing? There's some other spaceships that I want to put in, like fighters. What am I forgetting? And we've got Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, and Buck Rogers, which are to me like the biggest sci-fi properties, right?
Yep.
The Death Star.
Yeah, we said that, Rod. Come on, pay attention.
Oh, you said that.
You like my wife. You're only half listening. Come on, damn it. Silverhawk ship. I don't know, maybe.
If you do Silverhawks, then you got to do Thundercats. You got to get them all in there.
Ship, and then I could start doing the Hanna-Barbera, like the Space Ghost
ship.
Yeah,
Space Ghost, the Galaxy Trio.
Space 1999 we could do.
Yep.
That would be one hell of a piece.
I always wanted to do all the villains on like all of the villains off the Hanna-Barbera just as one piece, like all the different design costumes they had.
That'd be cool.
You know what you're missing? You're missing Battle of the Planets. You need a Battle of the Planet ship.
Phoenix. You're right. The Fiery Phoenix. But Leonard's great too. I'd have to do the Iron Maiden. Put it on. Yes. What do they say? Put it on Ultra Suck or whatever. What are I forgot what they said. The movie's hilarious. So, how many of you in the chat right now have clicked the notify me of launch link for Tragedy 4? Huh? How many of you? How many of you? How many of you? Come on, people. Come on.
How many people have we got drawing along with us today, Phil?
I asked a few people, but I don't think they wanted to. Ricardo said he'd watch, but he was too lazy. I'm doing dishes. I'm like, come on.
What?
I'm doing dishes. I'm doing dishes.
Come on.
He was talking to me right before the show. Gerald, I don't know if he's drawing along. I think he's still with us, and he might be drawing along. I think he really enjoys doing this. Aaron's going home to draw now. He's leaving a strip club.
The Bada Bing. He's leaving the Bada Bing.
He's leaving the Bada Bing. Gerald is drawing along. Very cool. What are you drawing, Gerald?
Yes, post it up there.
What are you drawing? Tell us, and then post it up after. On the last show, I was doing verses and seeing who would win between who, and I was busting Ricardo's chops because he's a big Spider-Man fan and I'm a Nightcrawler fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a Superman fan. And he downed both my guys, and I was like, no, we ain't having that. So now he jokes around. He's like, yes, Nightcrawler is the best. I told everybody Nightcrawler can beat any character ever. And they all tell me I'm crazy. And I proved it.
How is that?
In Age of Apocalypse, he teleported on the shoulders of Deadpool and teleported away with his head. He could do that to Superman, Galactus, anybody. He could just teleport your head away, and you're dead. Nightcrawler can beat anybody in the Marvel Universe or DC Universe. Prove me wrong, because I just proved me right. Oh, snap.
How about...
Mic drop.
How about Susan?
Susan.
Yeah, you know, Susan.
Fantastic Four, Richard's wife.
Oh, yeah. Could you be a little more specific? Because I guess for Carl's wife's name. He's talking about Carl's wife. What the hell is this man talking about?
Yeah, you know, Karen.
Yeah. This is where you got to hit Rod up for money, right? Because he's half paying attention. Rod, you got that 150 you owe me? Yeah. I'll send it later. Of course,
Red
he can be
Richard's wife.
He can teleport in and out before you even know he's coming.
She's invisible. How he's looking at her?
She's
How
not
he's
always
find her?
invisible. She becomes visible plenty of times. Tom said, "My Aunt Sue." What about Tony? Tony, who the
Stark.
Yeah. What about that guy, Joe? Yeah, because we don't know any Joes. What's Joe?
Just ripping out first names.
Yeah, I didn't know you were on a first name basis with her. Is Reed okay with that?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey, what's up, Sue? Gives a head nod every time he looks at the book.
Yeah.
What's up? Sup, Sue? Sup? Yes, but Doctor Strange would have to know he's coming. That's the point. The guy can blend into shadow or he's totally invisible, or he could just teleport anywhere at any time and you wouldn't even know. You have to sleep eventually. He's got you. That was kind of cool in Age of Apocalypse, though. Thunderbird was pointing his finger in his face, and he said, "Get that finger out of my face before I remove it." And Thunderbird's like, "What are you going to do?" So he grabs the finger, teleports away with just the finger. It was so cool. And then he was fighting Deadpool, and you thought it could be this like martial arts fight, and he said, "Nope." Teleported on his shoulders, teleported away with just the head. It was brilliant. You are correct, Tom, and I appreciate that you know that because they seem to have forgotten that in comics. Nightcrawler can't teleport. Well, he can, but he won't risk teleporting to some place he hasn't seen before because he could teleport into the middle of a wall and die. You're correct. But he can get intel because he can hide in shadow and you wouldn't even know he was there. He literally turns invisible because he taps into the dark force. Another thing they've gotten away from in comics. They just made him a priest that can jump around and hold a sword. I mean, they just butchered the hell out of him. Just like they butchered Colossus. I remember there was an issue like 2005 or 6. Colossus is arguing with Storm, and she kicks him up in the jaw. This is a man that could take a punch from the Juggernaut and is made of steel, and she kicks him in his jaw and actually knocks his head back. She would have broke her foot, and he wouldn't have moved at all.
I love Colossus. He's a great character.
I can't wait to see you draw him in the second series of Legendary Portraits.
Yeah, he's coming up.
Hell yeah.
I'm started a Carnage the other night, so working on that at the moment. Yeah.
That Ghost Rider looks awesome. By the way, Zach Rodriguez, Z-A-C-H, he's an artist that is just gone full-time with his art, and I'm sure it's a very scary time for him, but he's excited. He really is an amazing painter. I got this from him a while ago. He also does, characters, X-Men characters and stuff, and this was very affordable. His paintings are very affordable. So he's very not nice. Watching. He's not watching, but Zach, Z-A-C-H, Rodriguez, go follow him. He's got a show, I think, Saturday. Go follow him, support him, because he's really jumping with everything he's got into his dream. And not only do I love and respect that, but he's a really good, kind man, and we need to support him. I mean, he's got a family, so that's a scary thing, and Will knows all about it.
I do, yep. It's a lot of pressure to jump into an art full time and still feel like you can stand on your own 2 feet. And I think sometimes too, it's what you've done before you do that too, to make it more realistic. But yeah, I applaud anyone that, especially nowadays, the way the world is, who's willing to take that sovereign step, for sure.
And again, it's a ballsy, scary move. So
yeah. Absolutely.
There's so many ignorant people in this world.
So, did you see the new Thor movie, Phil?
No, and I'm not looking forward to it.
No. What's your feeling on it? Too jokey?
Yeah, I don't like Clown Thor. Ragnarok
Yeah.
was ruined for me. Clown
Yeah.
Thor is. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and they made the Hulk a baby in that. I just, I don't get it.
I'm not really a fan of the whole. Like I know it was a whole series in the '90s, but I'm not a fan of the smart Hulk. I like Hulk being the raging
I agree.
monster.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why they needed to change it up, but I just, I, I get you want to put some comedy, make it family oriented and a well rounded movie, but this director is so heavy on the
Yeah.
slapstick comedy. You might as well have made Leslie Nielsen Thor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm
I don't.
sure there'll be people that love it though.
I guess so, but a lot of people have said they don't like it. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
yeah, I've heard a lot of people think it's just too stupid, too goofy.
Yeah. Right. Just tell me if I'm running, if I'm moving off screen, Philip, because I can't see at the
No,
moment.
you're good. Why did it go to that? Let me do that. That's better. See it close up now. Seriously, I look at these. Some of these people online are the most dense people I've ever met in my life. And that's the thing about social media. It's given morons a voice.
Yeah.
It's given them a platform. Not to say that I get everything right or I'm the most intelligent man in the world, but I mean, it's like a loss of common sense. There are just some outright morons out there. So She-Hulk looks horrible. I had hoped for that, and it looks way too animated. You know, it doesn't look impressive by the trailer, but I do like to give shows a shot. I'm gonna watch Love and Thunder. I'm just not looking forward to it like you would think I would be. I love Thor, but um, like the Thor from when he was finally powerful and came down and helped them in Wakanda was badass.
That was good.
And the little bit of humor they threw in where he interacts with Star Lord, that's fine. That's funny because there's little quips here and there. But when they just go too heavy with the slapstick, and as far as She-Hulk, I'm gonna give it a shot, and that's what Disney counts on. But it doesn't look promising to me either. So Tom said, Len said the Thor movie was fun. Tom said, I understand where you're coming from, but as a movie, I loved Ragnarok. I thought it was fun. I did not like the Smart Hulk at all. Len said, I can see your point on the comedy, but I thought it was fun and seeing great action. I mean, it's a summer flick and it moves the MCU. Yeah, I get that. I do. But I just, Thor shouldn't be this goofy. He's too goofy. It kind of, to me, it takes away from his power, his strength, his formidability. And the other thing is, when did Thor become a title? It's his name. It's his name. It's not a title. It's his name. Thor failed initially to work the whole MCU project with all full parts, the cornerstone for everything to come. To make Thor too serious and too heavy-handed, you might as well just make a bloody new. I'm not. But why does it have to be extremes, Len? What I'm saying is, he can have that humor, like the way he interacted with Star-Lord, but it's over the top. It's just too much. Does he have to be Conan? Of course not. But Leslie Nielsen, no. I'm waiting for the Naked Gun to pop out. Yeah, she did look like Shrek, She-Hulk.
Shrek.
Princess Fiona. What?
Concepts that the gods amongst mortals believe in guns have to answer to higher beings and forces. How do you play it serious all the time? Again, and I'm not coming at Len, but it's weird how society has become so polarized that it's always extremes. It's black or white. It's either you're here or you're there. Like, I never said there can't be humor. I never said he can't be lighthearted. I'm saying it's too extreme. He's too goofy. Again, reiterating, his interactions with Star-Lord were funny. Especially in the one movie where he's like asserting himself as the dominant male and Star-Lord's insecure, and they're kind of, and who's the handsome one and who's in charge. He's like, oh yes, you're in charge, sure.
Yes. And he's mimicking his accent.
He's mocking him totally. That was funny. And that was great. But you didn't make him a slapstick goofball. You were actually making him funny while maintaining his prowess. And I just think there's a good balance that you can have. And Ragnarok, and I can't speak on Love and Thunder. I haven't seen it. Ragnarok to me just went over the top. It was too silly. Len says that's the vibe of the new movie. So if that's the case, then I will probably like it. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that it's actually more slapstick than Ragnarok, and that kind of turns me a little bit away. But the others I like. He seems dumb because he's not from there. What they do and say can be weird to him, so I get it. The line, he's a friend from work. He put him for an 11-year-old that was dying off. Aw, I didn't know that. Someone had told me an appearance, a cameo in the credits scenes, which I wasn't surprised, and it's fine. Thor-centric movie, and less about the Avengers and all those characters, right? Now, honestly, everybody raves about MCU Phase 1, and they say Phase 4 sucks. If you look at Phase 1, I didn't think the first Thor movie was all that great. It was okay. It was a little boring. Iron Man 1 was good. I didn't think it was amazing. I don't know. Captain America was great. To me, Captain America has been the solid series throughout. I mean, the first one, First Avenger, it had that 80s feel like you were watching a Indiana Jones movie. You know what I mean? It had a wholesome fun to it.
I love the Winter Soldier one. That was fantastic.
Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie. That movie kicks ass. I mean, it is an amazing movie. And that line where he goes, "Okay, if anybody wants to get off now,"
yes,
just awesome, and they showed his strength. And then the third one, even Civil War, I thought was very good too.
Yeah.
And then and the first Avengers movie, we finally got the Hulk we wanted. I mean, that was the Hulk, man.
He looked like a Buscemi Hulk, Like, it looked fantastic.
Yes. One of my favorite lines of all time.
Yeah.
See, that's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Yeah.
And he turns around as that thing is right there, and you see Hulk's strength. He punches that thing right in the face, and it buckles.
I often wonder what visually makes, because I mean, I've enjoyed all the Hulk movies. Like, I liked the Edward Norton one, and I didn't mind the Eric Bana one, but what made it visually different or made it more ring true? I had to try and really analyze, and I think it's the thicker wrists and the bigger hands.
Yeah.
And the lack of let's put every rippling muscle on him. Let's just make him thick.
But then they neutered the Hulk. He loses to Iron Man. No.
Yeah.
No. And then in 3, he won't transform. He's afraid of Thanos because he got his ass handed to him. And then
Yeah.
in 4, he's the smart Hulk, and that was disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there, Lynn, when you with Walt Simonson signed your Thor Artist Edition. Thor Artist Edition.
Oh wow, that would have been great.
That was so cool. Yeah. Um, some people showed pictures of Tom Hardy as Wolverine, a mock-up, and even Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine. They both
What?
look pretty good. I'm not a Hugh
Daniel
Jackman
Radcliffe?
fan as Wolverine, to be honest with you.
What's that?
I was not a fan of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I like Hugh Jackman, and his version of Wolverine was okay, but he's not Wolverine. He's six
No,
foot two. He's a
he's too
foot
tall.
taller. Wolverine's 5'2", stocky, and he's really an asshole. I mean, at least in his roots, he was an angry asshole. Now he's Mr. Old Wise Samurai, but Wolverine was a hot-headed, angry, feral dude.
I always thought a great casting would have been grabbing like a De Niro from the 90s and putting Robert De Niro as Wolverine.
You
He would have
think
been
so?
great. Yeah, with the cigar and I think he would have made a good Wolverine. He had the short stature. He was stocky, like a taxi driver Wolverine.
Well, I remember he would have looked the part, but he probably can't act. Glenn Danzig from the Misfits.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Yep.
like 5'2", but he was jacked. Again, I didn't think Hugh Jackman was a bad. He portrayed Wolverine his way, and it was fine. Just like Heath Ledger wasn't the Joker, but what he did was fine. But he's not
Yeah.
the Joker. He's not the Joker. The funny thing is, the Joker to me, the best Joker ever, and you may laugh, was Cesar Romero. If you just got rid of his mustache and made him sadistic.
I kind of liked the mustache. I thought it was creepy.
Eh,
It was
but
like,
he looked the part. He laughed like him. All you had to
yeah,
do is give him a sledgehammer or something and beat up somebody, you know?
he really had that Neil Adams look with the wild green hair, but it was short
Yes,
cropped.
yes. And the smile, he was perfect.
Yeah, for sure. But I liked all those 66 villains. Like, I thought the Penguin was fantastic.
Oh, Burgess Meredith, yeah. And
Yeah, and
Gorshin was a great Riddler,
yes,
yeah.
great Riddler. And Catwoman, fantastic. You know.
Tom said that the hand coming out you is fantastic. Aaron says that Heath Ledger was the best. I think he portrayed this psycho part of the Joker better than anybody else.
Yeah.
And I don't like the Joker that was in this last Batman movie, even though you see him in silhouette. I didn't like it. Matthew Lawrence is here. Matthew, if you don't remember, Will is the one that you're doing the homage
Yes.
cover for.
Yeah, I know Matt. Yep,
Loving the art. He's a fellow Aussie.
he is.
Yeah, he was an anarchist, and I did like that. I liked Heath Ledger as the Joker. He wasn't quite the Joker, but what he did was fantastic.
Yeah.
Matthew said, "Give me Nicholson." Just never bought it. No offense, I never bought Nicholson or Michael Keaton as Batman. I know people think I'm nuts.
I think
Egghead,
you'll get a chance to see it again.
Vincent Price as Egghead. That's great. Well, here's the thing. I'm cool with Michael Keaton as the old Bruce Wayne for the Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
That I think will go over well. I didn't care from him as Bruce Wayne originally.
Yeah.
But Vincent Price as Egghead, there you go. And
It's
King
great.
Tut, remember King Tut?
Big Tut, yes. Great villains.
We're going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. We usually do 2 hours, hanging out, just talking, shooting a breeze. This isn't just about live drawing. It isn't just about you seeing their art. It's about community and just hanging out and talking. And if you got nothing better to do, you know? Yeah, Matthew, like, I'm not one of those people like, oh, you're so stupid. You're wrong. Jack Nicholson was horrible. I just wasn't my thing. But if he was your thing, fantastic. That's great. Exactly. You know, you're never going to get from me or anybody on my shows, that You're so stupid and wrong for believing what you believe. We don't do that crap. Yes, he is drawing the spider buggy, Matthew. Yes, Colin Farrell's Penguin, I'm going to tell you, was he the classic traditional Penguin? No, but what he did was awesome. If you could have had the Colin Farrell Penguin with the Heath Ledger Joker, that would have been something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicholson, there were moments where he really did look good. There were moments. But to be honest, to me, the shining moments of the Batman movie were the Penguin and the Batmobile scene.
And the Batwing was pretty good.
In the new movie?
No, the original, the
Oh
Keaton
yeah, I'm
one.
talking about the new one.
Oh yeah, yep.
Now for the new one, I didn't think it was as bad as people said, but I also didn't think it was as great as people said. I think it could have been shorter. Some people claimed it didn't have enough action. I thought it had plenty of action.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I didn't like him though as Batman.
I did well. He was an emo, whiny baby Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
That
I
I
didn't
didn't
like
like.
that.
And what I didn't like about this movie was you're Batman and you're dressed like a bat and you're hiding in the shadows to instill fear. But here he is walking around like a cosplayer around these cops and no one's giggling. Like,
Yeah,
why is this dude dressed like this? He looks like a fool. You know? He's just walking around do like it's Halloween at all these crime scenes. It just seems silly.
I thought Commissioner Gordon was good.
Yeah, I thought he was well cast for Commissioner Gordon. I mean, for me, I don't like when you race swap when you never gave me the original version first. But I
Right.
got the original Commissioner Gordon. I thought Gary Oldman was an amazing Commissioner Gordon. So I was fine with doing a race swap, and I thought that actor, I forget his name, was a good choice.
He's the guy from Westworld, isn't he?
Yes, yes, and he's
Yeah.
always been a good actor. Plays a very like serious, monotone kind of guy.
Yeah, he's in the Bond movie too, wasn't he? The latest Bond movie as well.
I don't know. Gary Oldman's my favorite actor because he can play the most psycho bad guy and the most likable good
Yeah.
guy. I mean, the
Dracula.
professional. Dracula, the professional. Everyone?
Yeah.
Everyone. I mean, he was a psycho in that
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
And then he's this really likable, Jim Gordon. And he was a good character in Harry Potter. So.
Yeah.
And he was Sid Vicious too.
What's that?
Sid Vicious from Sex Pistols.
Oh,
You
Sid
know
Vicious.
Yeah, the punk rock band.
Oh, Sid
Yep,
Vicious.
yep.
Yeah, he played the Sid Vicious.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, I agree with you, Tom. I thought that the second one with Catwoman with Penguin was the best out of that series of movies. Book of Eli, that's right. He was not. Yes, on the other list. Cool. Man, this. All right. Let's ask you before we wrap up, Will. What
Yeah.
are your top 3 cult classic movies?
Wow. Well, out of all of them, or that's a large bucket to pick from.
All right, do 5. Do 5. What are the first ones that come to your head?
Oh, straight away, like for me, like it's got to be Star Wars.
Well,
Straight
I don't
away.
call it a cult classic because that's pretty popular.
Oh,
I'm
you want
talking-
sort of? Oh, I see what you're saying. Well,
yeah, like like maybe not everybody knows about it, but damn, it's a good movie. Like for me, I'll give you an
Yeah, yeah.
example: Big Trouble in
Yeah.
Little China, Tremors. Those
Yeah,
movies are
Tremors is
freaking
good.
killer.
Yeah.
Falling Down with Michael Douglas.
Yep.
Those are 3 of my all-time favorites that maybe some people don't really know.
Yeah, it's a hard one because some of the movies I love, I don't know if people watch that much. Like I love John Carpenter, The Thing.
Oh, that's my favorite horror film. That's the best remake ever made.
Love that movie. Love
Yep.
Return of the Living Dead. Love that one.
Night of the Creeps. Yeah, Len, that's a great one too.
Yep, yep. Yeah, but I love a lot of the old movies. Like I love The Big Sleep. I could watch that over and over and over with Humphrey Bogart, um, and Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window.
Oh, I love Rear Window.
Is that five?
I think so.
Yeah.
Len hit it on the head though. Night of the Creeps is an awesome one. Ice Pirates, yes.
Ice
Ice
Pirates.
Pirates. How about Time Bandits?
Isn't that being remade
Is it?
with Taika Waititi? Is he doing a new Time Bandits one?
I don't know.
Because he's scheduled to do a new Star Wars film, but I think he's doing that first.
Oh, I didn't know that. And then there's Buckaroo Banzai. How about Remo Williams? Kroll.
Kroll's great.
Whoa.
I love Kroll.
Man, there's a lot. Here's a movie that I'm ashamed to say I like.
Uh-oh.
Conan the Destroyer.
That's not too
That's
bad.
cool, yeah.
They went from this serious barbarian movie to this sad-ass Golden Globus.
Did you watch Red Sonja following that as well?
Yeah,
With Bridget
that
Nelson?
was so bad. That was so bad.
Beastmaster?
I love the Beastmaster. The Podo and Kodo, the
Yep.
ferrets. And those
Yep.
things that were in the trees that just ate you and disintegrated. It was awesome.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of those sword and sorcery movies in the 80s, wasn't there?
Yeah. By the way, here's the ultimate cult classic movie, in my opinion, actually, now that I think about it. Not everybody knows this movie, but anybody you mention this movie to absolutely says this movie is epic. And it was epic before we knew epic. Excalibur, 1981.
Oh, yeah.
Liam Neeson was in that. Patrick Stewart was in that. What's that other guy's name? Scottish dude. He played the devil in the Schwarzenegger movie End of Days.
Oh, God.
I forgot his name. That movie, I mean, just even the music. Dun, 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 dun. And as King Arthur's finally found himself, you never saw it, Aaron? Holy crap, dude. Go find Excalibur from 1991. It's the tale of King Arthur told better than any movie has ever done it. And when Arthur is, old and withering, the land is dying with him, and he finally gets up to fight Mordred and her son, and as he's charging into battle and the music is going and the land is turning green around him, oh my God, it was amazing. Oh,
I think it's on Amazon Prime, actually.
is it?
Excalibur.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun,
What was the one? What was the
dun,
sword and sorcery one with Jack Palance as the bad guy?
Oh, that was Hawk the Slayer. I love that
Hawk the
movie.
Slayer, that's
another
right, yeah.
cult one I love. Yes.
With half of his face in a mask.
Yes. Oh, Will, you were awesome. You're redeeming yourself for that G.I. Joe fiasco.
The Great Fall.
Yeah, that is great.
That was
Yeah,
a good one.
Aaron, I really think you'll like it. I mean, it is just such a good movie. And it's powerful. And Merlin's in it, and Morgana is in it. Yeah, man, Hawk the Slayer. Oh, it's another good sword and sorcery. Oh, I just had it in my head and I lost it. Oh, I used to love with Lee Horsley. It was Sword and the Sorcerer.
Yes. Yes.
Bull from Night Court was the sorcerer, and it had Richard Mull, and it had Richard.
Yes.
What was that other guy's name? He was a famous '80s actor. He's always a bad guy. Richard something.
Yeah. What's funny is that I will sit there listening to my kids online, and I'll hear, the little TikTok music, and TikTok's using the theme song from Sword and Sorcery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that theme song that they play over and over and over again in the movie.
Yeah.
And I hear it playing. I go, "Where's that?" I said, "Are you?" So it took me forever to find that movie after the 80s because it just went out of circulation. It had some great characters.
I just recently watched an old Italian film where the guy shoots laser arrows. What was it called? I forget. I remember going to see it in the 80s. It was such a bad movie. Oh,
Laser arrows.
yeah, like energy arrows, kind of like the guy from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, the Ranger.
Yeah, Hank. That I would
That
love
was a
to see
great
them do a
cartoon.
movie.
I would love to do a painting of the Dungeons and Dragons movie, cartoon.
Oh, Ricardo just gave me one.
Did he?
Yeah, let me. I have it right here. You got to see it. It's gorgeous. Hang
Oh,
on.
I'd love to see
It
it.
has Venger, Tiamat, everybody. Hang on, even the Shadow Demon.
Nice one. Little Dungeon Master.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Chuck Norris. My favorite one of the '80s Chuck Norris one was where there's that serial killer, the big guy that was in. Was it a theater house or something? I forgot the name of it. That's my favorite. Hang on.
What about Lone Wolf McQuade? That was a great Chuck Norris movie. How's your picture coming along, Rod?
I think it's looking nice. How do you think?
Let me just look over here. That was great. I love the perspective. Fantastic. Well done.
Thanks,
How far
man.
are you away? How far are you away from finishing, do you think?
It's going to take a few hours.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to paint it all black, and there are the trees behind.
Yep.
How about you?
I'm just putting in the blacks and greys at the moment. Then when that's dry, then I'll go over it with color,
Awesome.
and then do the final touches in a bit of Prisma pencil, maybe. So
You are painting with gouache?
yes, yep.
Oh, awesome, man. All the pieces you do are colored, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Like I think I just like practicing with it because it's hard.
Yeah.
Like I did pencil work for so many years.
Okay.
Doing the color work is a bit challenging, and I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's a lot of challenging.
Yeah.
By the way, before I show you the Dungeons and Dragons piece, this says bought by a customer. I haven't mailed it out yet because I'm going to mail it out with his tragedy books. This was done by Ramos as well, Cobra Commander
Nice.
hooded. This
Look
was
at
done
that.
on a live stream that we did.
Yes. Very
So
cool.
look at that. Yeah, snake eyes in the back of them. So that's sold. And here, the piece de resistance. Look at that.
That's great. Can you send me a photo of that?
No.
Thanks.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll scan it and send it to you. He knows how
I'm
much
like
I love.
Teflon, Phil. It just washes off.
Well, you have 7 kids. I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
He knows how much I love Dungeons and Dragons. This is my favorite cartoon of all time, along with Thunder the Barbarian, and
Yes.
which would be a great movie. And he just he had drawn this and he inked it and gave it to me as a gift. Ricardo is just a beautiful human being.
Very
Anyway,
cool.
even if he didn't send it, he's a beautiful human being. Did you ever see that commercial that they had live actors as those characters?
No.
Oh yeah,
Look it up. There's a car commercial,
a car
and
commercial.
they have
Yes.
people as them, and it
That's
shows
cool.
you they could do a movie.
Yeah. I'm surprised they really haven't tackled Dungeons and Dragons properly as a film. Like they've got the technology to do it now.
I agree. They could do something epic like they did with Lord of the Rings and stuff.
Were you a player when you were younger, Phil? Did you play Dungeons and Dragons?
What do you mean when I was younger? We play it now.
Oh, there you go.
I play it with the family. My wife.
My kids have just got into it, which is really cool.
That is awesome because you have a whole clan.
Yeah.
You've got
Lots
a
of
whole
fun.
rating. You've got a whole rating party.
Yeah, except when you're doing when you're building the characters, it takes you 15 years to get through all the kids. I have to personally
Do the
do it all,
pre-made.
you know.
Do the pre-made.
Yeah.
These days they give you pre-mades.
They don't want to do that. They want the full detail.
You want something? You want to hear something cool? I have that Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, but I have a special collector's edition that comes with the character sheets of them, and you can
Oh, that's
play it with
cool.
the TSR game.
That's cool. See,
Yeah.
why haven't they done like a cool Dungeons and Dragons open world video game either? Like, there's so much stuff they could be doing.
I know.
You know, like with
I
the
agree.
popularity of games like Skyrim, like why haven't they done a Dungeons and Dragons one? It
I
baffles
agree.
me.
What's that Russian superhero movie? The one that's on now with subtitles. I was looking at that. I was thinking about watching that. I don't remember what it's called.
I've been
Why
watching The
would ruin
Boys.
it?
I've been watching The Boys. That's been fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. With Steph being
Oh,
away for 2 weeks, she wanted me to wait, which I understand. We have to finish the last two Stranger Things. We have to do The Boys. We have to watch Umbrella Academy. I don't usually watch a lot of TV, but the few shows we watch all came at the same time.
yeah. Yeah, The Boys has been great.
I heard that because season 2 was a little bit of a letdown after season 1.
Yeah, this one's really brought it home. It was really, really good.
Cool. The Guardians. Yes, that's it, Aaron. The Guardians. Who's behind, Glenn? So look, we're at 2 hours and 7 minutes. So we're gonna wrap this up, fellas. Thanks for all of you that came out. If you're interested in these pieces, we will post them when we're done. When they're done.
I'll keep posting updates as
Yeah,
I
and
go
they will
through.
be
Yeah.
available for sale. Reach out to me. Hey, kitten, come say hi. Here, come say hi. Here's my convention table mate. Step in.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Here's my kitten. Will and Rod said hi. And then, where's the other one? Where's Bear? There's Bear. What's up, Bear? Now, she's either a teddy bear or a grizzly bear. It really depends on her mood. I'm happy they're home. I didn't know Josh Duhamel had a superhero show on Netflix. I didn't know that. You know what's going to be an awesome Netflix show once you guys all, get it on there? Tragedy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome.
Listen, if you saw the scripts I've written for 25, you would agree it would be a good Netflix series. Aaron said hi to you girls. They're like, big dogs in the house? All right, as we wrap up, yeah, share what you did, Gerald, of course. What did you draw? I'm going to remind everybody, and please forgive me, I try to cross-promote with Legendary and Tragedy. I didn't watch the Boys cartoon yet. I want to. But right now, we'll put the link in the chat after. If you could please go to the link, click on Notify Me of Launch for Tragedy Chapter 4 with chapters 1 through 3 catch up. I would greatly appreciate your support. We're trying to grow this thing. We have grown. As a matter of fact, the last campaign did 13,000. It would have been 17,000, but we lost a lot in the last 4 days. Oh, wow. Nice job. Let me show this. Gerald shared what he was doing with us.
Yeah, can you bring it up?
Yeah, I'm going to do it now. I won't let me. Okay, hang on. Very cool. Ready?
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
He did he's the Croc Master choking Spider-Man on the spider buggy with the Croc. It's very cool, and I like how the last time too he amalgamated the two different characters being
Yes.
drawn. Very, very cool.
And I love
Very
that he fills the whole
cool.
page too.
I like
He-
the dynamism, the movement and action.
Yes.
Yeah, he has. To me, Gerald has a style that reminds me of Freddie Williams' art. It's
Yeah, right.
cartoon and detailed at the same time,
Yeah.
and he does have that rough pencil look, but yet it's not rough. It's so weird. I have never seen anything like it. It's rough and not rough at the same time. Like, look how detailed that the crocodile is, and him choking Spider-Man and the tires. And yes, there's a lot of dynamics and energy in it. But he's probably an inker's nightmare. But that's a nice piece. Great job, Gerald.
Very cool. Good job.
Gerald,
Awesome.
if you ever want to try to sell these, you can always jump on one of our art streams to sell. With that note, we thank Gerald for drawing along with us. Len would love to ink your work, Gerald. We thank Gerald for drawing along with us. We thank everybody who was hanging out with us for 2 hours and 11 minutes. You're all awesome. Some people find 2-hour shows to be long, but this is really just about hanging out and guys hanging around a table BSing. That's really it. We're just shooting the breeze, having some fun, drawing some stuff. If you like what you see and you want to, to buy it, you know how to reach me. DM me on Facebook. I always respond. All right. Before we go, we will start with Rodimus Prime Ramos. What's the super secret announcement that you're about to announce, Gerald? Yeah, I'm gonna put a link in the chat after I get out because I can't do it here. Oh, cool. Len Danovich will be the guest on Let It Out this Sunday, 1 p.m.
Very cool.
All right, we're gonna check that out. 1 p.m. Comics Cast Sunday.
The last one with Kenny was really good.
Yeah, I saw part of it. I was at a convention. I couldn't hear them. I chimed in a little, but I had to go. Very cool, man. Len, have a fun show. Gerald as well. You guys are looking awesome with your work. I mean, just when you start doing the painting part of things, it just brings a whole new element to the drawing. Amazing. And that killer looking Croc Master. I almost call him Killer Croc. Wow. You guys are awesome. Rodimus.
Yes, I'm here. I'm alive.
Hi, Rodimus. Where can we find you, Rodimus?
You can find me at alphabrainartstudio.com.
Alpha Brain.
Yeah, I'm working on a new course to teach people how to draw. I have developed a new method of drawing that I'm calling the samurai method, that is going to help people to draw faster and better to get to the professional level. And it's a very simple 3 steps, but it's going to help you to understand and learn how to draw much faster than the traditional way, man. It's a 10 years of work.
Wow.
Very cool.
And I'm working right now on the videos, on the series, and hopefully by the end of the year I will have everything done.
Very cool.
Yeah, I had the Carb comic artist reference book, which I use as a reference to draw everything. and this is something very helpful. I think I have shared with the group some references,
Yes.
and I think this is a very important tool to draw. When you use reference, your drawing always gets better.
By the way, Vince White had come on and looked at the show, and I just want to give him a shout out. But before I do, good night, kitten. I love you. Keep us sweet dreams. God bless. Noses. You're hiding. Sleep well, sweet dreams. God bless. So Vince White does these Kickstarters, and he gets this indie deck going, and this is pretty cool. He does these indie cards of a bunch of different indie characters, and you can kind of play it as a game as well. The stats, bio, all of that stuff, and scoring and rating. And sure enough, my girl. She's in there. So go check that out and go follow Vince White. Indie deck. Indie Fire deck, I think it's called. A lot of cards. Very cool. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, Kenny, you're late. You're late, Kenneth. Thanks for the compliments, Gerald. Will, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook, the Art of Will Pleydon, Instagram and the same, and YouTube.
Very cool. Listen, I have original art from both of these fine gentlemen, including these pieces when they're finished will be ready to go. But I have art in my possession, so you will not be paying for shipping from Brazil and Australia. I'm going to be doing a live art sale soon again. I have so much going on with conventions, etc. I haven't been able to start up the Whatnot, but I do want to get to Whatnot to do sales and exclusives, etc. We'll get there. He's drawing Crocmaster from Cobra and G.I. Joe, bud. So there's that. All right. We're going to do a live art sale again soon. I want to really sell some of this art. It's amazing art, and the longer it stays here, the more I'm going to go broke because I'm going to buy it myself. And I can't do that because when you own the pizzeria and you eat all the pizza, you wind up closing the pizzeria. Anyway.
But you die happy.
Yeah. Rodimus Prime Ramos, where there's a will, there's a way, Pleydon. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your amazing talent. Thanks for being my friends and business partners. And we will see you on the flip side.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And to everybody that came to hang out with us, whether you are a talented artist yourself or just a fan of art and comics, thank you for entertaining us and keeping us busy and being part of the conversation. Thanks to Gerald Motos for joining in and drawing. If anybody ever wants to join in and draw, we will show your piece live as well. And we appreciate you. And again, I'm going to remind you of a couple of things. One, CreatorCon Q&A episode 130 is this Friday at 8 p.m. I am interviewing Chuck Dixon again, famous writer, one of the best writers in comics. So I'll be with him Friday at 8 p.m. That's the day after tomorrow, if you didn't know. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. My daughter's about to melt down because she wants me to take her to bed. So real quick, I'll be in San Diego Comic-Con next weekend. I have a panel Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. We'll announce what it's about later. So if you're in San Diego area, you're going to the show, come say hi. I'll be walking around. I might even have some free issues of Tragedy to hand out. So if you catch me, I'll be like, where's Waldo? Find Phil. And maybe you get a free issue. And lastly, oh, sorry, somebody messaged. Again, I'm going to drop the link. Tragedy is going live for issue 4, August 16th on Kickstarter. So please go hit the link and hit notify me of launch. And please be there at launch and support this book, help it grow. Big plans for Filbo Studios and publishing this coming year. And that's that. Other titles coming, etc. And please support legendary illustrations artists such as Will Pleydon, Rod Ramos, Kenny Calderon, Bill Lutz, Rob Powers, Mato Zapata, letterers like Jason Meadows, Ricardo Silva, Alex Sarabia. We got some amazing talent. So come support them, please. Will has 75 kids and he needs a new pair of shoes. So please do that. All right? You guys are awesome. You rock. Let's test these men. What do I always do, fellas? What's the first thing I say? You guys are killing me.
God damn it! I hate this part.
You guys are killing me. I say two things.
Be good people and have.
Yeah, but hey, all right. Will shush because you suck. Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Rod, say it.
Be legendary.
Thank you, but say it with some passion. Be legendary.
Be legendary.
And
I forgot the other one.
The Princess Bride.
Have fun storming the castle.
Yeah, you don't say it like that. You gotta say it like he said it. Have fun storming the castle. You guys are killing me. Oh my goodness. All right. Again, be legendary and have fun storming the castle.